How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to Scrub Games. I'm Jamie with my second video of the channel. This is going over Gohan Police. It's a deck I've been testing for a bit and was excited for when we got the first reveals for it because it gets a lot of advantage. It's yellow, which is my favourite card for the game, and also it allows me to use the Chain of Cat Pestler quite easily and quite better than most decks, in my opinion. So what I'll do is I'll go over the deck profile, go over the cards in the deck, then go over the individual things as well. So to get started with, we'll go over the leader. So the leader is Son Gohan from the new set coming out in November. It's got on his front side, it's got permanent where during your turn, if you have a skillless in play, you gain 5k for your turn. So if you can get a skillless out, it's going to be a 15k swing on your turn while unawakened. Then it's got the auto, which is similar to like the Gotenks and Broly, which is when it attacks, you draw one card, then up to one card from your life to your hand. So it's got self-awaken built in, which is always really nice. And then with the awaken, it is a draw 2, so when you have a 4 less, draw 2, flip over. So it does, even though it doesn't get a untap 2, which is nice, it still get with the self-awakening and drawing 2, you're going to accrue loads of card advantage, a load of cards, and the deck is does generate a lot. It generates a lot of cards and be quite powerful when it swings. Like the untap 2 isn't too bad, but at least with the draw 2 you gain a load of advantage for defense and offense. And then when you flip onto the awaken side, it's got an activate main and activate battle. The activate main is a both once per turn. Activate main is draw 1 and then choose up to 1 yellow skillless battle card in your drop and play it for free. So you can reoccur 1-drop. So if your opponent's unawakened, you can reoccur like small battle cards to put pressure and make them lose a card. And in late game, you can make use of them with some of the cards in the deck. And also you can use the effect as well to make use of the second effect by bringing out the skillless 1-drop higher dragon, which is a monster. And the reason why is because the activate battle is when this card is in battle, if you have a monster card, so a card with the monster trait in your combo area, you draw a card. So at the very worst, what you can do is use the activate main to draw 1 and revive the higher dragon, and then swing with it and combo off the higher dragon to go a 20k swing and draw another one. So you can actually get 2 draws a turn, which is really nice. So as you can see, the Yellow Gohan has a lot of advantage and can be played a few different ways. It's quite a versatile leader. You can be aggressive or defensive, which is nice. Now we've got onto the deck. I'll just go through the quick cards, then through the combinations, why the cards are in there. So I'll start like randomly rather than just go through the order, because the order isn't what I want it to be. It's just a screenshot I got from John's Lair. So we have the Overrealm slot as SS Bro, the Bardock, SS Bardock, the Capricious. That's our Overrealm effect of choice because it's Overrealm 6 for 1 black. And one good thing about this deck is the only cards that require yellow energy is the Piccolo, the Secret Rare, Nimbus, and the promo Tournament 11 Higher Dragon, the one just under Luis. So really, charging black is not an issue, as long as you've got 1 yellow and leave that for plays you want to make. Like if you've got Nimbus in hand, leaving that yellow open for the Nimbus, or if you're going on offensive and want to use it to play Piccolo or Higher Dragon or the Secret Rare, if you can, you basically use it for that. The most really all you need is 2 yellow energy. The rest you can just charge black or whatever you feel like charging. So having a black specified for the Overrealm is not an issue, and it's a good addition because of the fact of its effects, which is it's got the second auto is basically once you play that card the turn, you can't play it your next turn, which is fair. But its other effect is the first auto is when you can play it using Overrealm during your opponent's next turn, they can only attack with 1 battle card for the turn. So basically puts a condition on your opponent's next turn of Nimbus, basically. So it limits their attacks, which is nice. So you can be aggressive with it and then have a nice defense on your opponent's turn. And then we have the capacitor chain, so all four of the black bits, and then the, which I don't think many people knew about, which is the 1-drop skillless capacitor for total power. And this is the reason why I run the deck, because I remember looking through my cards the other day, not just looking for something, and I found the capacitor, and then when I saw this leader, it straight back to it and thought that'd be pretty good, because from turn 4 onwards, you can free play the capacitor from your drop using leader's effect, and you can go straight through the whole chain and get about 7.7 potential damage from that chain, 8 with a leader swing as well. So from turn 4 onwards, you can potentially pressure for 8 damage, some of them being critical as well. So our opponents are going to be dying that turn, or using a lot of cards to stop you from killing them. Then next we have the one Unison. Unlike what most decks are doing now, they're having the Unison for the colour of the deck with the free counterplay. I feel for this, well, for my build of it, it's not worth it, because one, it takes too much energy, and two, if most of the time when they have, you need 2 markers at least onto the Unisons to have the counterplay free, and a lot of time, if they establish a board, it's not worth it. If they haven't established a board, it's normally easy enough for them to bypass the counterplay, because you can only use the counterplay once and keep going, especially with those little things. And if you want to get it off earlier, you have to have a 2 costs, these 2 specified cost Unison, which then only really gives up to 3-4 markers, and that's normally quite easy to take down to 1 to then drop bigger threats. And also the benefit of these Unison is it works with the skillless stuff, so it's got 3 different effects. Really, the most of the time you're going to be using the first effect. Second effect does come up sometimes, and the last effect you rarely use. So the first effect is a -1, in which you the first effect is a +1. The second effect is a -1, and the last effect is a -2. So the first effect is one you use rarely. You will use, but not too often. Second effect you use the most, and the last effect you don't really use. So the first effect is a +1. You choose itself, and all skillless battle cards you control to gain 5k for the turn. So if you've got a lot of the 1-drops out, you can turn them all from 10k weenies to 15k threats, because it means that even awakened or unawakened, they're going to be comboing a card to not take a point of damage from a 1-drop, which is nice. The only really thing to help against that is a Bean or ever cards that can give your leader a boost for the turn. The second effect is a -1, but that effect is you can choose 2 skillless 1-drops from either your deck or drop area and play them to the field. So the great thing about this is you can be really aggro with it. To use that effect, swing with it, play it for 1, swing with it for 10k, use the effect, sack it off, bring it to 10k's and swing with those. So turn 1, if you're going second, you can potentially put in 4 attacks to your opponent, so either take the hits, or use cards that come out of them, and all you use is 1 card. It's really strong. The last effect is you can -2 to choose 2 skills in your drop area, put them back in the deck, and then draw 2. You rarely use that because you'd rather just spam out the cards, put in pressure. And with this deck being on the draw lots, you don't really need that extra 2 cards really from that effect. And then we have, as well as that, we have the Piccolo. I'll go over the super combo last. We have the Piccolo to give you a bit more self-awakening if you want to awaken earlier, and to try and get a skillless onto the field. And then we have the Higher Dragon, which is the other skillless of choice, because it works with the leader's second effect on the awakened. Then we have Nimbus. It's the event we play 4 of, because with against aggro decks you want us alive to turn 4 so you can hit back. And Nimbus is probably the best yellow counter in all, because even though it doesn't limit as many attacks in this format, because the Unisons, it still limits enough, and it's the best choice. Then we have 4 Grape Ape. Is yellow. It's draw power if you don't have anything to use your energy. If you don't like earlier turns, if you don't have anything to use your energy with, tapping 2 to draw 2 is really good. There's no reason not to include it if you have it. And then we have the pan. This is a tech choice to basically put some pressure on. It can be used defensively or offensively. So basically what its effect is an auto. When you combo with it, you can choose one of 2 effects. Either you can choose a skillless battle card of 10k or less, 10k in your battle area and give it blocker for the turn, so that's the defensive option. Or you can choose one of your skillless battle cards in your battle area, that's 10k or less, that's 10k sorry, and give it 5k in critical. So you can turn a skillless battle card into a 20k crit if you swing with it in combo with it, and where it's not got crit when it attacks, the opponent's more likely to let it through, thinking it's just a 10k, and you combo that, it's 20k crit. So either comboing cards out or losing a life to a drop and not gaining anything from it, which is quite nice. And I got 4 of them as well because they're 1-drops, which help with the secret rare, which is Shinron, which is has his ultimate, which every single secret rare has, and it has deflect and blocker, so counterplays aren't going to stop it from coming out, or it's not going to be affected by the counterplay skill on a card. It's got a permanent of you can reduce it by 1 for every 1 drop in your drop area, and as you can see there are a lot of 1-drops, so it's easy enough to get it down for 1 energy, and it can't be removed from the board by skills. So it can't be removed from things like unless minusing and remove it by game mechanic, but anything else, to bounce it back to the hand, spin it to the bottom or top of the deck, or KO it, won't work by skills. You have to KO it by battle or reduce its power to 0. And I will note that it doesn't reduce the specified cost for that permanent, so if you have 7 1-drops in your drop, it gets still go down to, it'll be a 1 cost at least. And it's got the other effect of when you activate its blocker skill, you can you minus it by 5k and restand it so it can block multiple attacks. So it's a good defensive card, or it could be played as a 1-drop for 5k beat stick, which is nice. With other secrets, there are, for yellow, there's too many weenies, and there's not enough combo enough power for a Cell Zeno in this deck for the 1-drops, because it only catch yellow and green, and where our main chain is the black chain. And also, of the other kind of secret rares, Black Smoke Dragon is 5 energy, which you rather go through the entire chain rather than pay 5 for Black Smoke, and Black Smoke's easier to counter than the chain. And the negative energy Dragon Balls that wipe your board, which you don't really do when you've got a 6-drop Cat Pestle on the field. So I thought that'd be a lot nicer, and it gets to make use of the copies I have as well. The next card we've got is the Tournament Pack 11 promo, Gohan and Iron Dragon Best Buddies. So it's got unique, so once you've got one out on the board, you can't play another one. But the good thing is, it's got the monster tag, so it helps with the leader's effect. That's why there's 3 copies. Because it's got some effects which are quite handy. So it's got an auto when you play it. You can choose up to two skillless battle cards from your deck. One of you with different names, so you can't choose 2 High Dragon or 2 Capitalist. It's got to be one of each, and add them to your hand when you play it, which is really nice. So, and it's got the activate main, which is a 1 green, and if your leader's yellow, and you choose a skillless battle card in your battle area and put in the drop, you can play it. So one good thing is that it can be quite aggressive with this, where you can turn if you turn 1, you can if you go in first, you turn 1, play the Unison. Use the effect, minus it, bring out a Catapestla and a Higher Dragon. Next turn, charge another energy. Hopefully you've got at least one yellow, and then you can evolve over the Catapestla with the 4-drop Catapestla for 2 15k swings. You can then swing with the Higher Dragon, or swing with the leader to get the 5k boost on Awakening on the unawakened side. 2 15k swing, and that's just 3 15k swings. Swing with the Higher Dragon for 10k. And then sack off the Higher Dragon for that guy to grab 2 new skillless from your deck, mainly Higher Dragon and Catapestla, and then swing 15k. So that's on your second turn. After going first, you had 3 15k swings and a 10k swing, and next turn you can do you basically can do even more swings if you've got more unisons, or you can combo that off with leader if you're awakened to get a draw and playing everyone, and you're just aggroing and keeping pressure, which is really nice. But it's only free because late game can be a combo card for a monster, but then once you've playing it more often than not, you're going to lose targets from your deck playing too many. So with free, you at least get 4 cards off of it. But if you have 4, it just basically fills space for, which doesn't work for like Piccolo's could be helpful later game if you're not being attacked and stuff, or even just to go for more aggression and get more cards from it. 3 seems like the right ratio for me. And lastly, we have the Wii Super Combo. The reason why I've gone over this instead of Zamasu is because it's, in my opinion, it's more beneficial. Because Zamasu is really good in the fact that if your opponent's going 1, so multiple battle cards to hit you with, Zamasu is really strong in the fact that it can combo out 1 and tap down another. So it helps there against aggro like that. But then against going Tool, which is 1 battle card with a lot of power, Zamasu doesn't really help. You can't tap anything down because before you get to your stage, they can combo off all the battle cards on the field to go into 1 big swing, and Zamasu is just then 10k that doesn't draw anything. Whereas Whis, it can help with go wide strategies by out comboing 1 and reducing the power of another battle card they've got to attack with. So it does sort of help like as much as Zamasu in that respect. And then going Tool, it can minus when they're going in or into 1 battle card. Whis can combo for 10k and minus that battle card for 10k as long as it's got barriers. So it can potentially be in that instance more helpful by being a 20k difference, which is really nice. So that's why I've chosen that. You don't really need a draw super combo because the leader draws so much as it is. It draws 2 on both sides easily. And yeah, it's enough, and with that amount of draw power, it's enough to see you have pass a chain, right? And with the chain, we've gone for 4-4-4-3. The reason for only 3 on the 6 drop, because if you see too many too early, it's dead. Because 1, it's not a 5k combo, it's a 10k combo for 1 energy, so it's hard to combo off. And you don't want to be stuck with a load of those in hand. You want more of the cards to be like easily to combo off, and not be just dead combo power in your hand. So I've limited that down because it's the only card part of the secret rare that is a 10k. So everything else can be combo power at the very least. And if you haven't seen the Counterpessor chain and don't know what it does, basically the 1 drop is or when you play, look at top 7, grab Pesser out of hand, so it helps you switch a chain if you've got energy to use, and so you can basically play it if you've got nothing else to play. Look at top 7, grab Cat Pestler, and then it's a 5k combo power, because you don't really need this to for the chain to go off, because you've got the 1 drop that can be brought out for free from the Leader's Awaken effect. Then you have the 4 drop, which is a 15k, EX evolve to 1, so just 1 energy to evolve on top the vanilla, or the other one. And it's got Barrier and Double Strike, so Barrier helps give it a bit of protection, and Dual Attack means you can get multiple attacks out of it, so you can swing twice, or swing once to keep it there so you can't swing, so you can continue to chain the next turn. And it's got an auto of 1. If your opponent's attacking with a battle card of 4 cost or less, you can negate the attack and negate that effect for the turn. So it gives you a negate for battle cards, which can come in handy sometimes. Then you've got the 5 drop, which is an EX evolve for 2 onto a 4 drop, so the 4 goes on top of the 4 drop only, and it has Double Strike and Crit. So you've got no barriers, so no protection, so it's the weak link in the chain. But it's good with the fact that its auto is when you play it, you can draw 1 card and choose one of your opponent's battle cards and warp it. So it helps with a bit of removal, but doesn't get through barrier, but that's fair enough. And having a Double Strike 25k Double Strike Crit is really handy, because it puts a lot of pressure either to losing 2 cards from life and not getting them to hand, or they're comboing cards out to get off it. And we've got the 6 drop, which is EX evolve for 1 on the 5 drop. So the whole chain you can go through 4 energy. That's why I say turn 4, because you can go the 1 drop out for free, tap 1 for the 4 drop, tap 2 for the 5 drop, and tap 1 for the 6 drop. And that you can just go bring out the 1 drop, play 4 drop, swing once, and tap which then restands after the attack, store attack. Tap 2 for the 5-drop swing, and then with the 6-drop, it has barrier, crit, double strike, and dual attack. So a lot of keyword skills, and a lot of strong ones as well. And it's got as auto of when you evolve into it, you restand. So that's why you can swing with the 5-drop without having to worry about evolving, because then you evolve into 6-drop, it untaps, and then it's got 2 swings. It's 30k, double strike, crit, which is really powerful. Yeah, and as I said, turn 4 you can basically bring out the whole chain in one go. So all you need to do is survive until turn 4, and every turn after that you're putting a lot of pressure in, so losing cards are dying, and you've got Nimbus to defend, Whis to defend, and lots of combo power because you're drawing so much game through this chain. So that you can be really aggressive or really controlling however you want to play it. So there's quite a versatile deck, and I'm really enjoying it. So with the cards, most of the things what I do is turn 1 is you want to aim to either play the Unison to get 2 vanillas out for some early aggression, or at least play the you can play the Piccolo turn 1 to help awaken quicker. Because if you go on turn 1, you're not taking a life, you're not being able to swing, and then try and get a vanilla on the board, either a Catapest and evolve into 4-drop on the next turn, or just Higher Dragon, or just any vanilla to basically play the 2-drop Higher Dragon Gohan the next turn. The Ape is a really easy combo power. Just either turns 2 and 3, you can just go tap 2 to draw 2, just to gain advantage. So when you do awaken and get to your turn 4, you've got a lot of cards. You're more likely to see all the pieces of the chain for Catapesta when you need it, when you need to go into it. To see more cards like your super combos, Unison, stuff like that. So just nice draw power, and the pan's there for a nice aggression. So normally when I play, it's turn 1. You like to use if you're going first. If you're going first or second, the best play for the deck is to play the Unison to get out 2 vanillas. And if you depending on how many Catapestas you have in your hand, the 4-drop, you either want to bring out 1 of each or 2 Catapestas. One of each is good for the fact that Catapesta could be there for the 4-drop to evolve next turn, and Higher Dragon just sets it so at the very least, when you do awaken, you've always got that Higher Dragon to bring out combo off the draw, defensively or offensively, which is nice. If you've got 2 4-drops in hand, you can bring out 2 Catapestas. So turn 2, you can go evolve, and that's 5-15k swing. Well, you can swing the leader first to get the 15k, that make it 15 on unawakened side because they're both vanillas. Then evolve on the 2, and then you got 5-15k swings that turn. If you can defend them, you got 5 again on your next turn, and potentially on turn 3 to go turn 1 of them for the rest of the chain. So it's really strong aggression. And we always got Nimbus to help you survive until that turn with the draw power. If they're attacking you and helping you awaken, that's fair, because once you awaken, you draw 2. The best time to awaken though is when you on your turn, so you can swing with leader, the draw card. If you don't really want to go to 4 life, you want to stay at 4 life. It's going lower can bring you susceptible to the Champa combos during mid step for double strike, or things like the 3-drop red yellow Goku that they can play for free potentially on awakening to get threatened with triple strike then. So you want to put that to 4 life, so you're not susceptible to any sneaky things in the battle when they go all in, and save the life as well for things like Piccolo when you can take a life to get more advantage when you want to go for game. Because then you can if you can swing with your leader, you can draw a card. If you've got 5 or more life, you can take a life. Then so that's 2 cards. Then use the leader's awaken to flip over by drawing 2, and then activate the battle to combo off a monster, draw another one, and then bring back that combo off the vanilla skillless Higher Dragon to draw a card, and then use that remaining bring back out the Higher Dragon to draw a card. So you can potentially draw 6 new cards on your awaken swing, which is really nice. Which I think is, I don't know if it's the most, but it's still a lot. The deck could be really aggressive through the vanillas, and then continue on turn 3 through the chain. So you've got the vanilla aggro early turns, and later aggro you've got the Catapessa chain. You've got the Bardock to help you put more pressure on, and then provide you a Nimbus if you don't have Nimbus, or don't have the yellow up because you use it for something else for Nimbus. So you've got a lot of defense and a lot of offense, and it's testing quite well. You can survive quite easily aggro. The only thing you really got to watch out for is green, just because with the Freezer counterplay that can hit the weak link in the chain, the 5-drop, and as well Dormant potentially can, if you don't sequence it correctly, Dormant can wipe out 2 of your battle cards, 2 of the vanillas, which and then if you're swinging with a vanilla, limits you to one more swing that turn. But in testing, it's gone very well. I will be looking to, when we eventually get proper events, trying out in the tournament, but that doesn't look like it's going to be that for a while. But yeah, so this is my take on the deck. If you have any comments, like the video if you like the video, and like the deck idea. Comment if you've got any advice on what to change, or anything you would change differently. I'll take it all on board because any advice could help. And give it a try. It's really fun. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Subscribe as well if you want to see more videos like this. I will be getting up a Dark Broly deck as well, because I've been testing that and I found it insanely fun. It's very controlling, and also free 30k beat sticks. It's really nice. So I'll get that up at some point this week. But yeah, apart from that, have a nice day, and I'll see you on my next video.